In a few months, the station behind me will become a history. The station behind me is the solid station of the PNR main line that will soon be demolished and replaced by the new solid station of the NSCR. Solid station as well as the other stations in the PNR main line will join the extensive list of the rail transportation of the Philippines that have been lost to time. The Philippine National Railways, or the PNR, is a state-owned railway company established during the later years of Spanish colonization, formerly known as the Manila Railroad Company. At its peak, the company had over 1,000 kilometers of rail, going from San Fernando City, La Union, all the way to Legazpi City, Albay, with plans to extend the railway to Isabela and Zambales. The railway sustained damages in World War II but was rebuilt in the 1950s. However, by the late 1900s, neglect and natural disasters reduced the railway, resulting in the decline of the railway as the Northern Line deteriorated into closure. During the presidency of Fidel Ramos, attempts were made to revitalize the railway, but none were turned into reality. The railway even faced one of the biggest corruption scandals in the 2000s, when the $2 billion North Rail project of President Gloria Macapagal was cancelled after almost a decade of inactivity. Today, the main PNR line that goes through Metro Manila has been demolished and will be replaced by the North-South commuter rail line, with lines going from Laguna to Lucena and Naga to Legazpi being the only functioning lines of the railway. However, the PNR main line wasn't the only railway in the country that was lost to time. In the 1900s, many railways in the Philippines had either been destroyed or forgotten over time. In 1906, the PNR had completed a line that went from Tayuman, Manila to Antipolo City, Rizal. The line used the main PNR line before branching out at Santa Mesa and passing through Mandaluyong to Guadalupe. The line would traverse through the riverside of the Pasig River before crossing the Marikina River and heading on to Taytay before climbing up to Antipolo. However, the rail line was only profitable during May, resulting in heavy losses. The segment of the line from Taytay Station to Antipolo Station was discontinued. The line suffered damage during World War II, but was rebuilt up to Hulu Station, Mandaluyong. The line was closed in 1954 due to the lack of passengers, later revitalized and reopened after Guadalupe in 1974. In 1984, the bridge of the rail line crossing the San Juan River collapsed, with plans of revitalizing the line up to Pasig being proposed, but never implemented. Today, most of the line has been demolished. The pillars of the rail line crossing the San Juan River were demolished to make way for the Metro Manila Skyway, while the original path of the line had been converted to roads and its rail tracks were removed. The remaining infrastructure of the line is the Hinulugang Taktak Station in Antipolo, which has become the entrance for the neighboring protected landscape park, and the Bully Creek Bridge, which has been converted into a pedestrian bridge. I am currently in Kalayaan Avenue, but if history played out differently, this avenue would actually be a rail line.
In 1907, the Pasig tram line was established, going from Santa Ana, Manila to Pasig. In 1908, the tram was served with a ferry from Fort McKinley Station to the Pasig Station before the construction of the Pasig River Bridge connecting the two stations. The line was operated by Meralco in 1919. It helped develop what was back then the province of Rizal, today areas of Makati and Pasig. However, after World War II, the line suffered severe damage, resulting in its abandonment. Today, the original route of the line in Santa Ana has become a street named after the line. Most of the rail tracks had been removed, and the line has been converted into Kalayaan Avenue, while a segment going to EDSA has become part of a subdivision. The line
would have passed by here in the ruins of the Rizal provincial capital in Santa Rosa, Pasig City.
This area would have also served the Antipolo line, considering the train line had a station adjacent to the Pasig line. Probably the most popular history of the railway system of the Philippines. The Tranvia line was a system of streetcars that was established at the heart of Manila. The first instance of the Tranvia line, the Tondo line, which was turned into the Malabon line, was opened in 1883. Sometime later, the system was maintained and operated by Meralco, switching lines from steam-powered to electricity. At its height in the 1930s, the Tranvia system had dominated Manila transportation, the line traversing throughout Manila and into Malabon, Del Monte, San Juan, Pasay, and Pasig, which the Pasig line is a part of the Tranvia line. However, after World War II, the Tranvia was dismantled and replaced with road transportation such as buses and jeepneys. There have been conflicting arguments as to which system was established first, whether or not the Malabon line or the Manila-Dagupan line. or the PNR main line, were the first rail transportation system of the country. By 2019, a segment of the Tranvia was removed at the intersection of Rector Avenue and Dagupan Street. In the same year, proposals were made to revive the Tranvia. A corporation had made plans to invest $500 million to develop a tramline crossing Rojas Boulevard. Today, the Tranvia's legacy was revived as a piece of history in Intramuros, while also using it as transportation around the walled city. Meralco continues to be a player in rail transportation through their sister company, MRail, maintaining and repairing the current rail transportation system of the region. In 1908, a spur line of the PNR line was opened, going from Pacong, Manila to Novoleta, Cavite, spanning over 40 kilometers. The line was further extended to Tanza and Cavite City. However, the line closed down and was abandoned in 1936 due to damage from natural disasters and financial losses, with the remaining infrastructure of the line being dismantled. The remaining infrastructure of the line had been converted into bridges for vehicles and pedestrians. If the line existed today, it would replace the Ninoy Aquino Avenue, since the road was the original route of the line. Some of the original route was replaced with houses, while the Binakayan Public Market is situated on the route of the line. The final line that I want to talk about in this video is the Montalban line of the PNR that went from Rosario, Pasig to Montalban, Rodriguez, formerly known as the Marikina line and now known as the Rodriguez line, which opened in 1906. The line also faced natural disasters and financial losses, resulting in its closure in 1936 and the removal of its rail tracks. Today, the existing infrastructure of the line is only the Marikina station at Sioux Avenue, while the terminus of the line was replaced with a basketball court. However, the trains are now used as displays, one at the Riverbanks Mall and one in front of the Teatro Marikina. Proposals are made to revive the line via the San Mateo Railway Project, aiming to connect to the LRT2 line and serve up to Rodriguez. Only time can tell what will become the future of rail transportation in the Philippines. All we know is the past, and the past has given us a history of neglect, abandonment, and the removal of the system. There is still much debate about how far we are from the past or to the future. What's important is that we should not forget where we came from to build a place better than before.
Minsan nang sinabi na kung nais mong magtayo ng matatag na lipunan, magtayo ka muna ng daang bakal. Halos lahat ng progresibong bansa sa mundo sa daang bakal nagsimulang magpunla. Sa totoo lang, matagal nang nakapagpunla ang ating bansa. Pero ang punla na mahigit 100 taong pinanday, hinayaan lang nating gumuho sa ating pagpapabaya. Marahil para sa iba, bakal at bato lamang ang mga lumang istrukturang ito. Pero ang bawat bakal at bato ay haligi ng kasaysayan.